What's going on, YouTube community? It's your boy YfgmBlogTv coming straight out of Cincinnati, Ohio. So, the San Antonio Spurs, they managed to defeat the Golden State Warriors to remain undefeated at home, 87-79. Now, before I get into this game, I'm just going to read a couple stats. Golden State Warriors, they shot 38% from the field. The San Antonio Spurs shot 41% from the field. The Golden State Warriors was 9 of 36 from the three. They shot 25%. The San Antonio Spurs was 8 of 21, 38%. Free throws, both was like 80% from the field. The Golden State Warriors, 37 rebounds, out-rebounded by the Spurs, 53. 24 assists for the Golden State Warriors, 17 for the San Antonio Spurs, 12 steals for the Golden State Warriors, 4 steals for the San Antonio Spurs, 6 blocks for the Spurs, 3 for the Golden State Warriors. Now, the Golden State Warriors only had 10 turnovers to the Spurs, 17 turnovers. Yeah. So, key stats as far as players, LaMarcus Aldridge had 26 points, 13 rebounds, played a hell of a game, bounced back compared to the game that they played in January, the first meet where he only had like 5 points. Hell of a game. Kawhi Leonard, he had 18 points, 14 rebounds, didn't shoot the ball well, but he also had 4 assists and 2 block shots. Danny Green, he chipped in. Boris Diaw, he played some good minutes. He had 14 points, 18 rebounds. Ginobili had 9 points. Now, as far as the Golden State Warriors, Stephen Curry didn't shoot the ball well, didn't shoot the 3 ball well. He had 14.6 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. Klay Thompson also didn't shoot the 3 ball well, 15 points, 5 rebounds. And really, the bench production really wasn't there this particular game. Now, going to this game, this felt like a playoff game. This felt like a pretty much these are the two teams that's going to meet in the Western Conference Finals. These are the powerhouses of the West, and honestly, the powerhouses in the NBA, period. You have two teams who are undefeated on their home courts, and it's kind of interesting because it feels like this season, both teams are going to go undefeated on their home court throughout the rest of the season. It could change, but it just feels like that. And, you know, the San Antonio Spurs also, they're trying to get that #1 spot with the Golden State Warriors. They're trying to break that Bulls record, plus keep the #1 spot and have home court advantage throughout the whole playoffs. So this was a game where the San Antonio Spurs, they wanted to bounce back because they got blown out the first meeting. I knew they was going to come prepared and play better this game, but what I didn't know was that the Golden State Warriors were going to shoot the 3 ball this bad. I didn't know that Stephen Curry was going to go 1 for 12 and Klay Thompson was 1 of 7 from the 3. I didn't expect, you know, this team to shoot the 3 ball that bad, where they are the #1 team in the league as far as shooting, you know, 3-point shooting percentage. The Spurs defense, man, just give credit to the Spurs defense. They wanted to eliminate the perimeter game of the Golden State Warriors, and that's exactly what they did. This was probably by far one of the Warriors' worst games. This probably might have been the Warriors' worst games because usually we're used to seeing them getting over 100-something points. They only had 79 points. That's very rare. Now, is this a blueprint? I don't think so, because in the midst of the Spurs beating this team, it's amazing to me that they only lost by this amount. Because if you have the Splash Brothers who got shut down and you only managed to win by a couple points, that's just letting me know that the Golden State Warriors, they're going to be very hard to beat in a 7-game series. It's going to be very hard to beat this team 4 games, you know. And honestly, I don't think Stephen Curry, when they do meet up again, I don't think him or Klay will have a bad 3-point shooting game, because it seems like every time this team or these players have bad games or subpar games, they come back stronger and better. And I honestly think when they play Minnesota, they're going to take it out on Minnesota, and then they're going to take it out on the Clippers. But you know, give the Spurs credit, man. They was pretty much cutting off the pick and rolls. They was trapping Stephen Curry. They was making him work for his shot. And a lot of times, you know, Stephen Curry, you know, he had open shots, but he just wasn't making. He wasn't connecting. And then sometimes he really had to work for his shot. Danny Green played him well. Whoever was on him, they helped out collectively as a team defensively. They helped out a lot. And I don't want to say this is a blueprint, because all season we've been saying this is the blueprint to beat the Golden State Warriors. It's no fucking blueprint. They still are a great team, the Golden State Warriors, and they are a threat and somebody you need to worry about. Now, some people may say, oh, man, well, you know, if Curry ain't shooting, what else is he? Listen, I will say this, Curry, this particular game, the Warriors, They do have this thing where if their three's not falling, they would continue to shoot them because they know they're a great 3-point shooting team. That's cool, but at times you just need to go inside. You need to, you know, get some layups, some easy baskets. You know, this was a particular game where they needed an Andrew Bogut, a Festus Ezeli, a Andre Iguodala, at least to help with size, because when they go up against the Spurs or Cleveland, Cleveland has size. The Spurs have size, and they need them big bodies in there to keep up with, you know, the Spurs big bodies, the Cavs big bodies. You understand me? So, you know, as much as Draymond Green, he can guard multiple positions, but it's going to take a toll on your body at the end of the day because he's still undersized to be trying to guard LaMarcus Aldridge and even Harrison Barnes for sake. But those guys, you know, defensively wise, that's what this type of game was from both teams. Neither team shot the three ball well. Um, you know, so both teams defensively, they clinched in the second half, especially the Warriors, and they was, you know, managing to keep up with the San Antonio Spurs. Listen, man, it was just a Spurs game, man. It's the reason why they're undefeated at home. It was just their game, and they did a hell of a job. And we're going to see if they can if they can do it the next two times that they play the San Antonio Spurs. But you better believe that Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry will not fucking um, shoot that bad. They just never do. It doesn't happen. That could have been this back to back after they just had great performances against Dallas. Could this have been a factor? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But the Spurs, they had a better game plan and they executed it well. But like I said, it's just interesting that because I saw people, the group that I'm in, the shop, go check it out on Facebook, the shop. Um, People were saying, "Oh well, I told you guys, they live by the three, die by the three." Listen, they won a championship. They just had an off game. They just don't shoot threes. They just had an off game. Um, because like I said, at the end of the day, Curry, he still can boogie on you, dance on you. He still can shoot. He's like shooting what 60% from the mid range. So he's not just a 3-point shooter. It's just he's great at shooting threes. He's a playmaker still. At the end of the day, it just was not his game. The Spurs were focused. They were focused. Um, but yeah, you know, I'm not over exaggerating. I said it was going to probably split the series 2-2, and who knows what's going to happen. But like I said, the Golden State Warriors, um, they're obviously planning to keep the number one seed and possibly get the record. But me personally, I wouldn't even care about the record if it's me. Just worry about locking up the number one seed because the Spurs are like what 3 games behind them, and you know even though both teams probably the Warriors have a fairly easy schedule, but you just never know what can happen. And as far as Spurs, you don't know what Pop is going to do. Pop might sit as starters. I don't know. But yeah, man, this was a great game. This felt like a playoff game. I can see this going 7, but at the end of the day, it's like, can you stop these guys, the Warriors, 4 times? Can you stop Stephen Curry 4 times? Because you got to remember, he put up 37 last game against the Spurs. So it was just an off night. I know a lot of people are going to say a lot of stuff about Stephen Curry. He's human. Yes, I know he's human, but at the end of the day, if you once it all boils down to it, the Spurs still could have lost this game with the Splash Brothers shooting bad. So that just lets you know how resilient this Warriors team is, and just how defensively when they want to click in, they can click in. They just didn't shoot the ball well. And the Spurs, they're going to be a tough team to beat also. So hey man, good luck with whoever play either team. You know, good luck. But yeah, this is just I guess a preview again, and hopefully we'll see these guys in the postseason. That's what I'm hoping. It should be very very interesting. But I still say that the Warriors they kind of played the Spurs game. The Warriors didn't get out and run like they are used to doing, and because even when teams play big and the Warriors play small, they usually can outrun them. But it just wasn't their night at the end of the day. Stephen Curry only had 14 points. He didn't have no points in the fourth quarter. But like I said, he'll bounce back. But anyway, guys, tell me what you thought about this game. Comment, subscribe. Check out my previous videos. See me on my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all those social media sites. I'm out. Deuces.